tired. Very tired.
Oh. Oh.
So Ben, Milica, Ben.
Hi,
Milica, am I
Ben.
pronouncing
Milica?
your name right or no?
It's good. It's like pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, like pizza.
Like
I love
pizza.
pizza.
I know. So,
Pizza is my favorite.
okay, it's morning. Where you guys are, right?
Yes. Yes.
I see
10
Ben.
a.m.
Ben, you found the background. Yeah.
I did find a background. It's not the most interesting one, but gets the job done.
Okay. So.
At least it hides my my bed that's not made.
It's okay. We have 17 teachers who applied to join. But a lot of them also asked for a recording. So if it's okay with you, I'd wait.
No, I refuse. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm joking.
So I would wait for a few more minutes, and then we can start. Yeah.
Of course, no problem.
You sound very cheeky today. Just woke up, but you're cheeky.
I'm always cheeky. This is normal me.
Xavier is very, very serious.
I'm a serious person.
Yeah, he's a serious guy. I'm the joker here.
Is a waste of time.
No, it's the same with my school partner. It's like opposites, absolute opposites.
Absolutely.
I think yes.
Milica, you're still teaching online quite often, right?
Yes. In my school, my partner and I have branched out to China, so now we do have the Chinese. How can we say? I don't know, branch, if we can call it like that. Yes.
Okay.
It's going well.
Group classes or one-on-one classes?
One-on-one in a little group.
Got it.
So we can chat about it later. I already told you we would like to integrate Koala, but when things become more stable, in China is also things are very unstable.
You're having issues in China? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know that even Google fonts are banned. But that's another tech store. You can't even have Google fonts on your website. So,
really? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we should start. Sukiu, that is a Romanian name. I've had many Romanian teachers.
Hey, Sukiu.
Hi, Sukiu.
I'm not sure if I pronounced it well. Please correct us. And Silvana. Hi, Silvana. So you have the honor of being with us here. So ask us anything. Please unmute. You don't need to share our videos, but please unmute if you want to talk. Okay. So without further ado, those of you who are watching, hello, my name is Alice. Welcome to Methodology Land. Today we have two cool teachers who also made a cool tool. I will stop saying cool, I promise. But it is really cool. Ben and Xavier, I would like you to introduce yourself. That's better than me reading your bios. So,
sure.
Who wants to start?
Xavier, you start. Xavier's more interesting than me. We should always start with that.
No.
I mean, so yeah, my name is Xavier. I'm a French guy. I moved so I studied in Paris, and then I moved to California about 10 years ago, almost 12 years ago now. And I've been working in Silicon Valley for the last 12 years. And I met Ben a few years ago at Apple. And then Ben and I cared a lot about education. And we quit our job and we built Koala from scratch. And we founded the company 4 years ago. Ben, you want to go next?
Sure.
Ben, you go next.
Yeah, so I'm the guy who jokes a lot. So I'm also French, even though I don't sound like it. My mom's American. So I grew up in France by my mom being American. She spoke English to us from the day we were born. And my mom's a teacher. She's an English teacher in France. My dad is a special ed teacher in France as well. And so I grew up in this, very education-oriented environment, and I've always loved education, to be honest. Like I was a tutor back when I was in high school, and then college. But at some point, I also started loving to build video games. That was like my hobby as a kid when I was 13. And so I wanted to pursue, at that point, I was like, do I do education or do I do computer science? And I picked computer science because I forget why, but because I was really interested in computers, I guess. But then, once I started my career in computer science, I joined Apple, and that's where I met Xavier and worked at Apple for a while. And I've always wanted to close the loop with education, like go back to education or somehow apply everything I learned in computer science to education. And the perfect opportunity presented itself when Xavier and I started talking. And we were like, okay, let's build something together at the cross section between education and computer science. So that was how things got started for me.
That's great. So I mean, I am in the same, so to say, problem because I am
Yeah.
very techy, but also English is what I do. So I mix a lot of it, and I do like video games. I didn't know you played.
Yeah.
So I'll play a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay. So we would like to start immediately because you already told us what's gonna happen. Those of you who
Yeah.
are watching and those of you who applied to join us, I've said in the email that we have a new tool that is very gamified. You have a game within inside it, has a lot of classroom tools, and
Yeah.
you're gonna keep adding tons of stuff until it crashes. I'm just joking, but yeah, adding too much stuff. Yeah. So the tool is, so to say, in a beta version. It's not final yet, right? So it keeps improving every day, and this is why we're going to send you in the end or in the newsletter, right?
Yeah.
A group.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that it's really beta. I mean, like beta implies that you can't use it because it's too unstable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's true anymore. Like I think we've
How
definitely
can we
reached a
call
point
it?
where
Is there
you can
another?
call it you can call it extremely stable. How about that? Just so everybody knows that you can use it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, honestly, like it's definitely out of beta phase. Like a lot of
Okay.
people use
So you
it
can say
as
it's like I don't know. It's there. It's there. It's getting
it's there,
tweaked,
it's launched.
but it's there, right? It's getting tweaked.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
before
of
we
course it's
even
getting
start,
tweaked. Yeah, yeah.
yes, be patient. You know, when you start off, if you have any glitches, any problems, you have the button. So the support before
Yeah.
we start sharing. I would like you to tell us a bit about it because it's so important. I mean, it's there
Well,
for 24 hours a day. So.
I mean, I don't know how familiar all the people here are with Koala, but what I can do is I can show like
Yes, you
share
have.
my screen and like show from sort of from scratch
Absolutely.
how to get
Yes.
started, and then
Cool.
does that sound good?
Yes, of
Okay,
course. That's your job
cool.
anyway.
That is my job.
I just
All
started
right.
with the help because teachers in this Koala group constantly praise the help. So
Right. Okay.
for
Okay.
new people, there's help.
There is help, and then
There
we'll
is
show how the
help.
help works.
Help
Let
is
me
coming.
just. Okay. So let's
Okay.
start from scratch. I'm going to share my
Yes.
screen. I'm going to assume that you guys don't know anything about Koala,
Anything?
even though it's probably not true at all.
And
Can you all see my screen right now?
we can.
Fantastic. All right. So the starting point is our website, teachwithkoala.com.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is something you can share with your folks or not,
I'm
but
gonna share it in the chat
okay.
box, and I'm
Okay,
also gonna
fantastic.
ask you questions, okay?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
I have tons of them. So if I stop
Totally.
you, I'm sorry.
Keep interrupting me with any question you have.
I
I
will.
like that. Okay, cool. The first thing that you'll see on the landing page is, of course, the big button that says Open Koala Go. And this is going to be, of course, your call to action to get started. But before that, I want to show a couple things. One is at the top right, we have a coffee chats tab here or option, which lists a bunch of webinars that we do. And those are extremely useful for a lot of different reasons. They cover different topics. We have webinars for beginners. We have webinars for more advanced users. You can just register. Of course, it's free. And this is an opportunity to talk to us, ask questions, and also like kind of discover the community. So we definitely recommend coming to those if you can. So again, coffee chats at the top right over here. You also have a how-to videos section up here, which will where we list a bunch of really short videos on specific topics. For example, how to invoice, how to center images. So those are frequently asked questions generally, and we try to answer them within a minute or two on these videos, if you like that format. If you don't like that format, if you prefer a more written format, you can actually scroll down. So again, on the landing page, scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you'll see the Koala Go user guide. And you have an option for student, for teachers. You can send this one to your student. It's actually translated in a couple different languages. Likely, I think we have Chinese, we have Spanish, French, and other languages. So feel free to grab that. And we also have one for teachers. If you're more of the reading type and you like to have a manual, you can use that. So again,
can you please drop that one in the chat box? Yes. So
yeah, I can do that.
It's all
so
news, so yeah.
Yeah, totally.
If you miss it, it will be in the newsletter. So
yeah, that's right.
Just gonna
So teacher manual.
Mhm.
Then we have the student manual over here. Here we go. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. And of course, now I'm going to show you Koala Go and how it works. So I'm going to click on Open Koala Go. And that takes me to this screen. So you might be used to, when you go to a website generally, they ask you to register before you can sign in, right? And when you register, you have to fill out this form where you have to like put your name, your height, I don't know, whatever. You have to like put your address, like all your private information. And after you've jumped through 15 hoops, you can finally sign in, right? It's just generally how it works. We opted for a different solution because we figured that was a lot of friction. Our idea here was signing in or registering is the same process. All you have to do is type your email. Type your email. Whether you have an account or not, doesn't matter. Click continue. You go to your email box, and you'll see this email from Koala. It says enter your Koala classroom with a little koala bear, and you have a big enter classroom button. Click on that, and bam, you're in your classroom.
Before you continue, I just want to say this is usually for the first time, and if you don't
Absolutely.
use it for some time or maybe like a week or whatever, it's going to
More,
log you
yeah.
out. But
Yep.
it's not going to be every time. That's very
That's
important.
correct. That's
So
exactly right.
Open the link and it's already logged in.
Exactly. So that's right. You only have to do this once. Once you did it, as a matter of fact, what I would recommend here is you bookmark classroom.teachwithkoala.com. And whenever you click on that bookmark, it'll take you straight back into your classroom without any need to log in or anything like that. Yeah, one of the most important features, and I think that you already mentioned, is this button at the bottom right, the 24/7 help button. We have people around the clock that are ready to help you. These are people, not robots. And we can help you with bugs that you might have or issues. We can help you with questions that you might have. We can train you if you need a training. So you just type, oh, I need a one-on-one training. Can somebody hop in my classroom? And we can do that for you. Okay.
That's only in English, right? For now. Course.
English and French, I guess.
Oh.
Or we also have a Spanish. Somebody who speaks Spanish, so we could also do that, I guess. But yeah, mostly English, if that's okay.
But reach out to us in any language that you're comfortable in, and we have translation tools, so we can help you out in whichever language you reach out to us.
But chat would be any language probably. But if you want to do one-on-one, like if you want us to join English, is probably easier. Yeah.
To those who are watching, you can also, if you're really confused, and Koala and Alice are collaborating, so I can help you in Serbian as well, because we have Silvana, and I think her name sounds Serbian. Maybe she's from Bosnia or Croatia. Anyway, you can reach out to me in Serbian, so I can help you there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. That's great. I wish I could speak Serbian.
It's hard, very hard.
Anyway. I bet. Cool. So Koala comes with 3 apps. Okay. The first app, just like on your phone, right? You have different apps. The first app is the whiteboard. And the whiteboard is what you're seeing right now. And like its name suggests, it's pretty straightforward. It's a whiteboard, so I can draw. I have a pen. I can erase. I can put sticky notes like I already have here, but I'm going to put another one. I can change the color of the sticky note. So every time I click on an object, whether it's a sticky note or an image or whatever, I have a contextual menu that appears on the left that allows me to modify that object or do operations on it. So for example, I can change the color, I can duplicate it, I can lock it in place if I don't want my student to move it. I can attach audio to it. I can show that if you guys are interested. Change the layering, edit, delete. Hopefully that's straightforward enough. So amongst the different objects that you have on the whiteboard, you have sticky notes. Sticky note is a special type of creature in the sense that the idea is that it's a box of fixed size and colored, like this brown one here, in which I can type text, of course. And the text size, the font size, will adapt to make sure that the text fits the box as much as possible. So for example, if I just have a letter, the font will be quite big and will occupy as much as possible of the box. But if I start having like more than a letter, a couple words, it will adapt the font size to fit the box as much as possible. So the use case here is typically if you have letter tiles, you can use it for letter tiles. If you have word cards, you can type a word and it all fits nicely. That's the idea. We also have regular text boxes, which are just free-forming text. You can just type text as much as you want, and the font size doesn't change. It's the box that changes in this case. You can see how the box changes size. I can make it wider if I want by using these controls, and I can put this where I want. You can see I'm very good at typing things. So that's for the basic objects. I can also upload documents to my whiteboard. For example, I can put images in here.
Might be while you upload, it
yeah.
might be a little confusing to the first-time user. So Ben is now talking about the bottom toolbar, right? We haven't invited the student, so it all comes to place. Basically, this is a very interactive whiteboard. But I've seen you've added audio. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So the audio, cool. I can show this if you want.
Please
the way this works, for sure. So any object, whether it's an image, a sticky note, or anything, or text, you can click on this button, and you can record yourself saying something or singing something or whatever. So I can say, pizza, stop recording. And now I can check this box, which means that when the student or the teacher clicks on the image, it'll play the sound that I just recorded.
Any tips on using this in the classroom? I think this is very, very important. For the little ones, I would firstly teach them instructions, right? Put the same icons and then just repeat instructions. Maybe if you're teaching English, like most of us are, the instructions can be in English and you can say them in English and your native language, which is cool. I've done this to other tools, but now that you've added it, you can actually do it inside. Because
that's right.
It becomes also a simple PowerPoint. I think you can show us the pages. I think that's going to be very, very interesting to many teachers.
For sure. So like a good use case for it is like maybe just a word and how to read it. You can like record yourself reading the word, and when they click on it, it makes the sound. You can make kind of images of animals, images of whatever, and then make the sound of the animal. That's funny.
Yes, it can become a board game. It can become a soundboard. Basically, the ideas are limitless. So let's ask Silvana and Sukyu. I wish she told me how to pronounce her name. I know it's Romanian, so I cannot. I'm not sure how to say the k. Anyways, do you want to share something in the chat box? Xavier, do you also have any ideas? I know you're teaching a little boy French. How do you use the whiteboard functions? Anything you want to share to what Ben said?
Yeah, I mean, so on my end, I use the whiteboard quite a lot, just to write regular conjugation, je suis, tu es, il est, etc. How to use the verb to be, how to use to have. So it's very convenient, but I actually mostly use the shared browser that Ben will show you next for my
Yeah.
classes today.
Yeah, but maybe before I show the share browser, I can show how to invite a student because that would be quite convenient.
Yep.
All right, so the way I show this is I'm going to split my screen in two. On the left, I'm going to have the teacher view, and on the right, I'm going to have what the student sees. Okay, so I use an incognito tab here for that so that I don't carry the browser context so it doesn't interfere. But you can try this at home actually, just by opening an incognito tab.
Can
You'd
you
be able
show
to
us
join
how
your
to
room.
do that? I do
Sure.
think most teachers are not familiar with the incognito mode.
Definitely.
3 dots?
Yeah. So there, or you can click on the Google, if you're on Windows, click here, and you have new incognito window. You could also click here, you're right, or new incognito window here.
Okay.
And then it brings it up. And then what I do is I just put on the right, and then the other one on the left.
If you
And I
don't
have
know
both.
what it is, as Ben said, it's just going to, it's basically going to be like a blank browser without your logins. So you're like a student. Yeah, that's how it works.
Now, you don't need to do this, but to use Koala at all. It's just to show you
To test.
what it looks like to be a student. So, okay. So obviously, maybe I should ask you the question: how do I invite a student as a teacher?
Well, let's click on the top yellow button.
Okay, that seems like a good start. All right.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first thing you'll see when you click on this button is the link to your classroom. This link is permanent. It's always the same, and it's the same for every student. So you can just copy this, put it in an email, put it in a calendar invitation with your student, whatever, or send it to the parent. It will never change. So 1 week after the other, they can just click on the same link and they'll be able to request to join your classroom with it. So you can just like select it, right click copy, and then go into your email and then paste it there. So I'll pretend this is my email and send it to the parent. Now, I want to say something important. The classroom, your virtual classroom, kind of has two states. It can be just like a physical classroom. You can kind of close the door, unlock it, and then you put a sign on it saying closed for business. And this is useful, for example, if you were in a physical classroom, if you want to prepare your classroom for the upcoming class, right? You want to like set up the board, you want to like, I don't know, decorate for Halloween, whatever it is. You don't want students to come and interrupt you while you do that. Well, when you see the invite student button, it's equivalent to being in that situation. So this means the door is closed and there's a sign on it that says "Don't come interrupt me." Basically.
Can we see the
So
sign from the student?
Well, the student they can request to join the room, but you're not going to be interrupted by their request yet until you click on invite student. So once I click on invite student and I see my face, now I know I'm open for business. Now I know that students can come and join or request to join. Okay. So now, if I, as a student, I click on this. So now I just opened the link, right? I just clicked on the link, for example, that was in the email or on the calendar invite, doesn't matter. And I'm taken to the lobby of Koala. And the lobby for the student has two sections. On the right, they can configure their camera. They can set their microphone, make sure that it works properly. You see there's a little pink bar that goes up and down or left to right. This is so that they don't spend time doing that during your class. So you save some time, make sure that this works. And the only thing that they have to do to ask to join is just tell you their name. So pretty simple here. I'll just say Ben student. And when they're ready, they can ask to join. So when you ask to join, you'll notice that the teacher got a little notification, and you can't hear the sound, but I got a little bell that went doot doot to tell me that somebody's trying to join. And I have three options as a teacher here. I can either accept the student, which will take them into the class. I can hide the notification. So this is useful, for example, if you're not exactly done with the previous student. Let's say you were in a class, you're finishing up, and you don't want to accept them just yet, but you also don't want to kick them out. you want to accept later. So for that, you click hide. The notification kind of stashes away. You can finish your class with the student. Oh, blah, 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 pizza, pizza, pizza. And then when you're done, oh, bye-bye. And then the next student is here. You hover over the little stash notification, it comes back, and you can click accept at that point.
If you click on X, what happens?
That'll cancel the request, so they get
Can you-
denied access to the.
Can you cancel it so we can see how does it look
Sure.
on the student
So
side?
on the student side, they
Ah,
won't get
hold
any
on.
notification saying that it was canceled. They're gonna have to refresh. This is on purpose, because like one thing we had before was when they canceled, they just refresh and take them back here. A lot of times they just click ask to join and bam, they harass you again. So if they click X, they don't know that they were
that's
completely
important.
refused access, and this is on purpose.
Okay, but
This is
it's
on
good
purpose.
because if you click X by accident, you have the pop-up. I have never
That's right.
clicked, so I just wanted to see
That's
what
right.
happens. So you don't have
Exactly.
if you do
Yep.
this, don't click yes on the pop-up.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. You can always, yeah, that's correct. So one thing I didn't say is while you're deciding this, the student is presented with this little mini game here, which is a very, very, very simple game where they click on little animal heads. For each animal they collect, they get a point, and the idea is to collect all the different types of animals that there are, and there's like a certain number of them. It's kind of rewarding and fun, and hopefully it keeps them entertained while you're finishing up with the previous student or whatever. But when you're ready, click accept, and you are taken to your classroom. Oh, sorry, they are taken to your classroom. So notice that I'm presented with this menu here, and this is a bit overwhelming because I have tons of students.
Testing, right?
But if you didn't have that many students, you wouldn't see this. You are asked to select a profile for the student that joined. Notice that as a student, I never had to log in. I never had to type an email. I didn't have an account, and that's on purpose. We do not want students to have accounts. It's just too complicated. It's add friction. Imagine like you have a 5-year-old kid, and it's time for class, and they're not logged in, and they don't know how to log in, and the parent is here. They have to come, and so no accounts. The way it works is we have profiles instead. So you are the one who identifies your student. If this is a new student, click new profile. If it's an existing student, just look for the name in the list and click select.
I have a practical question here. My students sometimes write different names. So if the name doesn't match, it's going to pick up their IP address probably? It's going to
No,
match their name?
it's not. It's based on the combination of their name that they typed and a local ID that we generated.
Okay.
So if they change the name, you will be presented with this, and you're going to have to select. This is on purpose because you have families that have multiple kids and that have different names, of course. And so they use the same computer.
Okay.
So for them, you're going to want to select a different profile every single time.
Okay,
So we can't just use IP address.
Okay, but it's going to leave a pop-up and then you can select, okay? Even if the student, for example, writes lowercase. I mean, it's a minor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, we could improve this, like have some smarter like pattern matching. But right now it has to be the perfect name. Now the name gets remembered anyways by the browser, so
okay,
they shouldn't have to retype it every time anyways.
Great.
But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. So I just clicked new profile here because this is a new student, for example, and now I'm in the class. So you can see on the left, I see myself, the teacher at the top, and I also see myself, the student at the bottom. And the student on the right side.
Too many bands.
There's a lot, 4 bands, and it's a bit confusing, but what I usually do is this is the teacher over here.
That's cool.
And this is the student over here, so that you know who is who. Sorry, let me just recenter. Here we go. Teacher over here, student over here. So yeah, so that's the class. That's how to invite a student. Now your student is in your room. One philosophy that we have at Koala is that everything that the teacher sees is what the student sees. So at any time. So there's no question of do you see this, do you see that in theory. It should always be what I see is what you see. And so, for example, if I draw as a teacher, it'll draw on the student side. If the student draws, it draws on the teacher side. If the student moves a sticky note, it moves on the student-teacher side, and vice versa.
Mhm.
If I zoom in on the pizza, it will zoom in on the pizza for the student. Now, how do I zoom in like this on the board? I use my mouse scroll wheel. If you use the scroll wheel, you can zoom in by scrolling the wheel up. You
Okay.
can zoom out by scrolling the wheel down.
Let me just show
Okay.
quickly what's a scroll wheel. I mean, it's a lot
Yeah.
of teachers from different countries. Maybe they don't know. This is the thingy.
Yeah.
Just scroll it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Scroll wheel, the thing in the middle there.
Yeah.
And you can also, just like on Google Maps, you know how you can look around? So like, let's say you want to go to the village next door or whatever.
Mhm.
You can hold the right click down. So it kind of hangs on to the board
Mhm.
and move your mouse as you do so. And that allows you to sort of navigate your board like you navigate Google Maps. And notice that it navigates for the student as well as you do so. So I can combine the two, scrolling and holding right click down to navigate my board. So I can focus on different parts of the board. So that's whiteboard. There's more things to whiteboard. Of course, you can have many different slides on your board. So right now I only have one slide, but I can have many. This is slide 2. And etc. Can have as many as I want. Actually, there's no limit. If I click on slides, I see all my slides and I can rearrange them. If I won't need to have a different arrangement ordering, I can just reorder them. I can also duplicate. If I click on the 3 dots, I have options like duplicating the slide. Pretty standard stuff. You can add a new slide over here, but this is very nice, very convenient. I use it a lot.
Can you tell us a little bit about the PDFs and PowerPoint uploads?
Sure.
What should we do and what should we not do? For example, with the size and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So if you click on upload files at the bottom left, you have options to obviously upload images, PowerPoints, or PDFs to the whiteboard. And I'm going to show a PDF because that's similar to PowerPoint and a bit more interesting than a simple image. If I click on select, I'm going to try to find a PDF that I might have here that's interesting. Let's see. Where could I go for this? I should have prepared this. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Maybe in downloads, I have PDFs probably.
While you do that, I just
Yeah.
want to let you know that we are 43 minutes in, so we're going to have very little time left. And while you find a PDF, I'm going to send you guys a online PDF, a website where you can compress your PDFs. So before you upload, please compress. You don't want it to open slowly on your kids' devices. They often use Wi-Fi. That's my pro tip.
That's right. Well, and so actually on the PDF gets uploaded and then transformed into images, so you don't have to worry about doing that. So there it shows you a little preview of your PDF. You see all your the different pages of your PDF, and you have two options. You can either add them as images, and what that does is it takes each page of your PDF or of your PowerPoint, and it puts them as images on your current slide, on your current whiteboard. So you'll have all your pages as images, and you can just move them around on the whiteboard. But that might not be what you want. What you might want is actually add them as slides, which means that each page of your PDF or of your PowerPoint will be its own slide. So I'll click that. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now, if I click on slides, you'll see that all my pages were added to my whiteboard as individual slides. Is this clear?
Perfect. I think everybody sees it as well.
Yeah.
I would go to show what other options do we have if we click on the 3 lines to see the teacher menu quickly about the voices and stuff before we go to the playground.
Yeah. Oh, sounds good. And I didn't show the shared browser yet, which will be fun.
We have to. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll show the shared browser first because this is a pretty important thing. So let's do that. Shared browser is the second app that Koala offers. Remember, so I said whiteboard, shared browser, playground, and the shared browser. I'm going to explain this in a second. It's a full-fledged browser, just like the one that you have at the top here, the Google Chrome browser. It's exactly the same. It has tabs. It has bookmarks. You can sign in and it'll remember your sign in, all this stuff. So it's a full-fledged browser. except the difference is that it's shared. So don't get confused between the shared browser and your regular browser. I'll demonstrate this. In my regular browser, if I change tabs, notice that it doesn't change tab for my student. Student
Yes.
still sees, okay? But if I change tabs in the shared browser, then it changes the tab on the student side as well.
Oh, that's
Okay,
mine. Ooh.
and that's yours, right? Is that yours? Okay, that's a complete coincidence. Sorry.
So,
Yeah,
it's
you're right. It
fine.
is yours.
I'm glad you're using it.
That's so funny.
I just want to
I had it
tell.
open.
Oh, cool! If you're using it, I just want
It's
to say
cool.
to everybody that's the coolest part because your students can click. You can disable the clicking, and basically all of the apps work. You can take literally everything that's in the browser, put it here, do a full screen, and it's going to work. Can you show us the student controls and stuff?
Yeah. So yeah, of course. So right now, I can control this browser as the teacher, of course, as I would my normal browser, and I can go to any like slide of this amazing Genially lesson. But it's great that I can control. But my student right now, they can't control. They try to click, it doesn't work, and that's kind of defeating the purpose. I could share my screen; it would be the same thing. But the power of the share browser comes when you click on this button over here. So at the top of your student's view, there's a little arrow that's, I think, barred by default. It might not be for you, but check. If it's barred, it means the student can't control. If it's enabled, now the student can control. So now the student can actually play. I just heard it, you guys can't hear it, but the student can manipulate, like drag, drop, click. Works on iPad. Works really nicely on iPad actually. Has a great drag and drop support. So a student can control the exercise. When they're done with the exercise, you can revoke control, and then you have control again, and you can just well, you always have control, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to
Yes,
say
but
that.
you can
As a
stop their
teacher,
control. Yeah.
but you can stop their control. That's right.
Which is very
If you,
important. Very important to me, at
if you,
least.
yeah, absolutely. If you need to annotate the what you see here, let's say for example you want to guide the student, you have the option, of course, of using the pen of Genially. That works fine, but I think what works better is the Koala pen. So if you click at the bottom, it opens a drawing menu. When you're in drawing mode, there's a purple frame around the browser,
Oh.
like this one, that indicates that you're in drawing mode. That means that you can't interact with the browser until you close drawing mode, and then at that point I can interact with the browser again. Don't forget to close. But when I click on the pen, I have different options. I have a vanishing pen, which is my favorite, and I can tell the student focus on this, or look at that, or you know what I mean. Like, can you read this for me, please? Can you read this for me? So I love the vanishing pen because the pen disappears. But you can also have a regular drawing, and when you're done, just erase all.
The
So that's
stability
right.
before we go to playground, you have if you're teaching kids from
Yep.
other regions,
Yep.
change the region. Can you show us?
Oh yeah, for sure. So right now I have actually this is set for Asia. So if your student is in Asia, we recommend you use the Asia region. But if your student is in America or Europe, you can just change it here. It changes the region. It takes you right back to where you were with the proper region. And this will allow for it's stability, but also for latency. So it'll feel quicker for the student if you pick the right region. It'll feel less laggy. As a matter of fact, here I'm in North America, and it feels much less laggy already. It's quicker. So yeah, we recommend picking the correct region. It's not a big deal if you don't. It won't be the end of the world, but it will just give a slightly better experience for the student. In terms of stability, I mean, yeah, we've come a long way. When we first started with this, there were a lot of stability issues. I think we've narrowed down. Like, there's very few bugs now, especially with the shared browser. It's very stable. If you have problems, you know what to do. Let us know over here. We'll come and help you out. But for the most part, it's pretty stable. So we're not in beta. Just like to insist on that.
I apologize.
We are a live product. No, it's okay.
That offended you. I am so deeply
No.
sorry.
Not offending at all. I just,
Yeah,
I think we
I
might have
know.
miscommunicated. But
Yeah, that's
anyways,
fine. I understand.
so
Yes.
So that's for the shared browser. Any questions on the shared browser before I continue?
I think it's very complex. There's so many things, and it especially depends on the digital skills of the teacher. It's going to take a lot of time to click through everything. I would personally take them to the playground and maybe show them the full screen with cameras and the stretchy cameras. That would be,
for sure.
As a teacher, for me, that's important.
So now I'm back in the whiteboard. I didn't show, but you can close the shared browser by clicking on the X. Now you're back in the whiteboard, back in the first app that I showed you. And if you want to see your student in a full screen, you can just click on full screen, and it makes them full screen. And you can see them full screen, just like this. You can exit full screen by clicking on this, and you can also share your screen if you want, like I'm doing right now with you guys on Jitsi there. You click share screen, and you'll be able to share your screen. If you want these videos on the left to be bigger, you can just drag the videos to the right, and they're bigger, or to the left to make them smaller if you don't want them to occupy as much space.
It's cool for if you have more students, right?
That's right.
I use the full screen one when we want to have a brain break. For example, we do stuff, and then, okay, let's have a brain break. Let's not look at PPTs, pictures, or whatever. Let's just talk to each other. So
that's right.
It's like a time to relax. Now, before we finish, playground, please. The best.
All right, let's go to playground. So playground is the third. Oh, okay. Well, playground is the third app of Koala, and it's this little squirrel over here next to the shared browser. So you can click on it anytime. It will take a couple seconds to load. So give it a chance to load, and you are instantly teleported to this world, this video gamey looking world. And notice that we have two avatars here, one for me, Ben, and one for my student, Ben student. And you can change your avatar if you don't like it. You have this button down here that looks like a little girl with a pen. You can open this. I'm going to open this full screen. And you have a menu to change your skin tone, your makeup, your eye color, etc. I'm just going to let you figure this one out. So how do I move around in Playground? How do I move my avatar? Well, you see how when I move my mouse, there's a little red icon, a little red circle that shows up. Well, if I click, say I want my avatar to move to the next to the leaf pile, I just click over here, and my avatar will go there. Just click, and your avatar goes where you clicked. So that's easy enough. So that's for moving. You can also look around by change your camera angle by your view angle. I mean, holding right click down on your mouse and move your mouse around, and you'll be able to see different angles. You can zoom in also by using the scroll wheel again. So that's how you move around. So what can you do in Playground? Many things. One is I can start building things. So you can notice that by default, I have a really cool playground here, which is the one that I built for everybody. And whenever you whenever you start Koala for the first time, you're going to see this playground. So it'll be already built for you. In Playground, we have two views. We have the view like this where you see the world from the top down on your avatar, but we have a different one that I prefer personally, which is I click on this button and it takes me to what we call the first person view, which is essentially seeing the world, seeing the playground from the point of view of your avatar. As a matter of fact, if I look down, I see my feet. So you know that you're seeing the world from the point of view of your avatar. So you can use the arrow keys when you're in this view. You can use the arrow keys, left arrow to look to the left, right arrow to look to the right. Oh, there's my student. And up arrow to move forward, and down arrow to move backwards. And why is this view fun and nice? I prefer it because now I can go into a building like this one, and I can explore it and see what's there. Oh, there's a bathroom. Very cool. Bathroom has a view on the ocean. Wow, what luxury. And I can look around. Oh, there's a spider web. This house needs a little bit more fixing. But anyways, and I can jump up the stairs using the space bar. So I'm jumping up, and I have this forward view on the playground.
For teachers who are looking, I just want to say that it's lagging just because we're sharing 50,000 screens at the moment.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So with your student, it's not going to be like this. I'm just like
Oh.
answering the questions teachers have in their brains. So no, it's going to be much faster. And
It's
also,
extremely smooth.
yeah, it's very
sorry.
smooth. I do like the first few as well. It just depends. I'm a gamer, so for me it comes very naturally. I didn't even know you have the front, back, left, and right. I use WASD because it's easier
You can use
for
both.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So WASD because your mouse is on the left side, and on the right side you can do that instead of sharing the mouse and this. So that's my tip. So WASD, but they don't work in the top down in the 2D version.
No, they do. You can use
Yeah,
them,
but
it's
they're
just
the
not as
opposite.
really.
Yeah, that's what I reported a long time ago, but I don't.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so my kids have been complaining about this because they're all playing video games. So for them,
Right,
it's
okay.
confusing. Yeah. So I don't know if you know this, but no.
Yeah. Well, just use this view. It's so much
Yeah.
better, anyways. I prefer.
Yeah, me too. I prefer it as well.
So, what can you do in Playground apart from walking around and jumping and stuff?
Show
Well,
me the building.
you can actually teach. One thing that we started adding is sticky notes.
Yep.
So you can have sticky notes. The way you add a new sticky note is you click on this button, and you have a teaching category. And right now we only have sticky notes, but we're going to add new things, of course,
Yep.
in the teaching category. So you click sticky note, and you place the sticky note wherever you want. Type the text in it, and you have a nice little sticky note. So games you can do with this are, of course, you can do like regular things on the whiteboard, but that's not super interesting. But you can like take the sticky note anywhere.
Yes.
For example, I can like hide it over here. I can put a block on top of it, and I can play treasure hunt with my student. Find where the sticky note that says sand on it is. And then they start looking, oh, what is this? They use the shovel. They can shovel this out. Oh, I found it, teacher. That's not a funny example.
Oh,
Not
it's great.
super.
It's great.
Yeah.
It really depends on your creativity. I mean, the
Yeah.
kids, depending on your kids, they're going to like it or they're not going to like it. If they like games, they
Yeah.
are going to like it, right?
The good news is that you don't have to use this.
You don't
right?
have to
you
use
have all
this,
these
of
other
course.
tools.
Yes.
Yeah.
Show us the building before we open to a few questions. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So other options that I have when I click on this button are blocks. So if I want to add a new room, a new building, or even like recreate a tunnel, you can do anything you want. It's like Minecraft sort of. I can like just click on the blocks here, select the block type that I want, and just start placing them. I can actually maybe toggle to the top down views. Might be easier to use to place the blocks. Here I can just create a little house if I want. However inspired you feel, you can just play around and make something cool. But that's so that's for blocks. You also have a category called home and decor, where you have a ton of different types of objects. For example, because it's Halloween, not anymore, but it was Halloween.
Keep it.
We have a
Don't
Halloween.
delete it.
Yeah, we have a Halloween category with lots of different types of objects there. Different types of jack-o'-lantern, shovel, graves, whatever.
Gems. We forgot.
Notice that, that's right. Notice that for each of these items, you need to spend some gems. The student will need to spend some gems to buy these items. This is on purpose. It's because we wanted to find like a reward system that's actually powerful, and not just like, hey, here's a star and I can't do anything with it. Here, now you can give gems to your student. If you click on reward at the top left, you have an option called gem, and you can give gems to your student. For example, here I gave 1, I can give more. I can give 20 if I want. And now my student has 20 gems, and they can go and get whatever they like. Oh, I want to have a pink bucket. Okay, well, click on this. Say I want to buy 1 pink bucket. And now you have a pink bucket that you can place anywhere you want. I'll place it over here because that's actually cool. And I can go admire it from up close with my first person view. And yay, that's much more rewarding than just stars,
Of course, yes.
I think. So that's for gems and items.
So Ben, I think we cannot fit everything into 1 hour.
I know, sorry.
I think we were just trying. Both of us.
I'm trying to go as fast as I can
rushing
here.
each other. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the teachers are going to be overwhelmed. But listen, guys.
Sorry.
stop. We're going to send a newsletter. You can stop this recording. My advice is always with new huge tools. Stop, click around, come back, play. Stop, click around, come back, play. And rinse and repeat.
And use the help button.
Use the help button. Before we go, I have an anecdote. Be careful. First, we had a very fun situation with my Chinese kids who have never seen a black man or an African American. The support popped up, and the kids were like, "Who is this?" So we had to, and they said to parents, oh, "Someone came into class." So if you invite the support, say to parents, "It's support. No one has jumped in. Don't worry. It's safe. It's secure." I had to explain to the parents. The kids were like, they stopped paying attention to me. So my advice is, listen. The support, if you call the support, stop sharing my face. If you call the support, call it if it's the end of the world. Because if you call it, the kids are just you become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay.
Yeah,
you actually have also an anecdote for this. So you're referring to Fred, who's in Ghana, and he's fantastic. And
he's amazing. He's amazing.
And he's been like helping some of teachers who use Koala, and one of them is a teacher in South Africa who teaches kids in China. And Fred jumped in the class, and I think also it was a Chinese kid. It was the first time that she was seeing somebody from Africa. And now every single class, like she really loves Fred now, and every single class, she sends a message in the chat as a teacher to send a message to us so that Fred jumps in and says hi so that she can show him her latest playground. So
I think it's a bonus reward. If your kids don't have connection with other cultures, you can call Fred. Just see a different kind of person, because for them it's like it's crazy. I was confused. It took me a few minutes to realize why are they reacting like this. So it's very intercultural. I think that's a bonus of it. Yes, but don't abuse Fred. He's very busy.
Yeah, but it's okay. Yes. We're all happy to help, of course. Our priority is to help you. So.
Of course. Yeah. So I'm sure I'm going to get tons of questions after this recording is sent out. But let's be very friendly to our 2 attendees. Do you have any live question for us at the moment? So we are going to be sending you all of the links. And we agreed maybe we can have a deal to gift some gems if we have new sign-ups after we send a newsletter. So we're going to gift you the gems. Ben?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so everybody who attended gets 50 gems. Is that what we're doing, Zev?
Oh, that's a lot of gems. Okay.
You're the Federal Reserve chairman.
So it's
for gems,
it's equivalent to $5. So
we should
$5 gift card.
like this. Anyways, yes. So the support is positive. The people around it are positive. This is why I said it's a beta. So basically I said it's developing. We rarely have a tool where we can impact the development, which is the final thing that I want to say. There is something we call Kenny, IO, blah, blah. I'm also going to send that link in the email. So when you explore it, if you see something, you can vote for new features or vote for stuff that other teachers posted. This is why I said it's so important. This is why I said it's developing, because you can impact what you want to see. And we don't get this with Zoom and, other tools. They never ask us what we want. So thank you for asking us.
So we're very much open to feedback, and we do have this website that you mentioned where we keep track of the feature requests, but you can also just ask us in help chat what you want, and we try our best to make it happen as fast as possible.
I think everybody's tired. Xavier looks really tired. Maybe angry at us because I'm always cheerful. I can't help it. So I think Ben and I are too much. I think too much energy.
Well, I like having a little bit of energy, especially in the morning. This is my time of the day where I shine.
Before we say bye, do you guys have any tips or anything else to say to all of the people who are going to be watching the recording? as founders, what is your tip? What is your, I don't know, one wise idea you would like to share before we say that? Have a great evening. Reading the chat box.
Bye, is you. Thank you. I don't know. Like, Xavier, do you have anything to say? I don't know. Some fun advice.
Anything.
Diversify away from China. Try to not have all your
Yeah,
students in China.
good
You
one.
never know what may happen.
Of course. Yes.
And yeah, and of course, if you use Koala, we're here to serve you. It's our number one priority. So just let us know how we can. Just don't go easy on us. We can always make the tool better for you. It's not a beta. The fact that we keep developing the product, the fact that we keep developing the products all the time is never going to stop. We're going to always keep listening to you and asking you how we can make the product better for you. So yeah, let us know, and we're really happy to serve you.
Thank you so much for joining, everybody. We're now going to say bye and see you in the next.
Thanks for having us. It was good to hang out.
Bye, everyone.
And I'm gonna.